सुप्रभात बच्चों। इस क्लास में आप इतिहास के बारे में कुछ जानकारी प्राप्त करेंगे। दो हिस्ट्री इज कंसिडर्ड to be a boring subject, but it is actually an important subject. As you know, man is curious by birth. We want to know different things. We want to know about our ancestors, how they lived, how they survived, and how they evolved to the modern age. And without being curious, without being feeling and desirous, we can't make progress. The earlier, the primitives were nomads, but now we are well civilized. We are leading a comfortable life. It has been possible because of our curiosity. So, we must not ignore or neglect this subject. Unless we have the knowledge of the past, we can't refine our present. We can't make progress in the present. So first, let us discuss history, the term history. What is history? The stories relating past are known as history. Actually, the happenings of the past in a sequence or in a chronicle manner is known as history. Obviously, history is related to dates, but is it possible for us to remember all the dates? Obviously, no, we can't. And really, all dates are not so important, but some dates are important. The birth date of Babur is of no importance, but the date and year when he won the first battle of Panipat, the second battle of Panipat is important. We must know regarding these dates. So we can't ignore such dates. We can't ignore this important subject. Today, the entire world is considered to be a global village because of fast means of communication. We can travel from one place to another. We can send messages within second from one place to another. In this sense, the entire world It has become a global village, but it was not possible in the past, obviously, because of lacking means of communication. Any happening or the news relating any happening from one part traveled to another part, taking a long time because it was done by physical movement. So, and one another thing, that is the barrier of language. That time, language was considered to be a barrier. For physical movement and language were two barriers in this regard. And that's why growth and development didn't occur uniformly across the world. अर्थात दो प्रमुख बाधाओं, भाषा की समस्या और दूसरा शारीरिक फिजिकल मूवमेंट, शारीरिक गतिविधि, अर्थात खबरें व्यक्ति एक जगह से दूसरी जगह तक ले जाता था, इसमें पर्याप्त और अत्यधिक समय लगता था। अतएव इन दो बाधाओं के कारण पूरे विश्व में एक समान विकास प्रगति नहीं हो सकी। लेट्स प्रोसीड नाउ। History, as I mentioned the importance of history dates. Now we have to consider periodization of history. Perhaps you know regarding this. Roughly, history has been divided into three parts. In other words, we can study history in three different segments. First, ancient. Second, medieval. And third, modern. One more thing that you have to remember, that the periodization is not the same everywhere. It is different for India if we compare it with Europe. As for example, modern history or modern time in India is considered from 18th century. From the 18th century, after the arrival of the European powers, European companies, and with the downfall of the Mughal Empire. On the other hand, in Europe, this age, modern age, began in the 15th century. Anyway, we have to study regarding modern age in India. question, how can we know regarding the modern age? It means we have to study about the sources of history. Sources of studying modern history. Especially in class 8, we have to study about this. Sources of modern history. Or we can say first sources of history. First, literary. Regarding literature in the written form, literary sources. Under literary sources, we have books, records, letters, newspaper, cuttings, traveler's note, etc. इस दौरान बहुत से देसी विदेशी पर्यटक एक जगह से दूसरे जगह का दौरा किया करते थे। उन्होंने यात्रा वृतांत लिखा। उसके द्वारा भी जो समाचार पत्र के क्लिप्स वगैरह हैं, उनके लेख लिखे हुए समाचार पत्रों में विभिन्न लेखकों, कवियों या महापुरुषों के द्वारा पत्राचार हुए, ऑफिस में रिकॉर्ड रखे गए या किताबें लिखी गई। इन तमाम चीज़ों के माध्यम से आप आधुनिक इतिहास के बारे में जानकारी हासिल कर सकते हैं। हालांकि it is said that all these records were not unbiased, means they were not impartial, वे पक्षपात विहीन नहीं थे। And it is natural the personalities regarding East India Company and other foreigners obviously sided their own country, while Indian writers sided their own. It is quite natural. Even then, we can get a lot of information regarding modern history or regarding the past using these materials. So obviously literary sources are very important sources to gain knowledge regarding the past. Now literary sources can be divided into two parts. First one, official records and second Indian literature or writing materials. As our country was under the rule of the British, so the records were maintained by the British officials, and from tahsildars to the provincial secretariats used to have records and record rooms. Museums were established for this purpose. The records of the Portuguese, Dutch and French companies are also useful for constructing the history of the 17th and 18th centuries. न केवल ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी बल्कि उस समय यहाँ मौजूद डच, फ्रेंच और पुर्तगाली कंपनियों द्वारा रखे गए दस्तावेज के माध्यम से हम भारत के 17वीं और 17वीं शताब्दी एवं 18वीं शताब्दी के भारत के बारे में बहुत कुछ जानकारी हासिल कर सकते हैं. Means by reading these materials one can trace every important development a stage by a stage. Obviously, the official records are very much important to know the modern Indian history. Indian literature or writing materials. There were some Indian historians, authors, poets, writers, travelers, and they wrote their own materials in the form of biographies, autobiographies, letters, articles, books, poems, and mentioned about the different happenings, about the different events, incidents occurred that time, and with the help of these materials we can gain a lot about the modern history of the 17th and 18th century. Now I would like to mention an example of a personality. Tara Sundari Devi was a housewife. She was a Bengali housewife. She wrote her memoirs in Bengali. Actually, she used to pursue her education. She used to study. She used to gain knowledge by hiding herself in her kitchen. Actually, she was a housewife. But since those days, women were not allowed to receive education, she used to gain knowledge, she used to study by hiding herself in the kitchen. She was willing, she was eager, she was desirous of getting knowledge. So she used to read, she used to gain knowledge in her kitchen. She used to write notes, and her writings were published in 1876 as आमार जीवन, बांग्ला में आमार जीवन, in English my life. It highlights the state of women in our country those days. It highlights the social order in which women were not allowed, in which women were prevented from gaining or getting education. It is an important source of getting the then condition, especially the condition of women in our country. Of course, it is an important source. It is just a minor example. There are a number of books and other writing materials by means of which we can gain a lot, we can know the modern history of India in a better way. That's all for today. But before leaving this class, I would like to assign you some questions. Please mention, please note down. That's all. Keep working, keep yourself safe and sound, follow the instructions of lockdown, and advise others to do so. Thank you very much.